Welcome to the DJing Dad Podcast, where weddings, music, and real life meet. I'm your host, DJ Jtorcher, and we are back again with another episode. So let's get into it. Why the DJ matters more than most couples realize. Well, I hate to say this to start off the episode, but we are one of the most important vendors. Shout out to all my other vendors. I love everybody that's on the vendor teams and that we work with throughout the wedding. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be completely blunt. Your top three vendors are going to be your venue, your photographer, and your DJ. In that order, that's my personal opinion. And the reason being for that is because that is what sets the stage for everything that's going to happen during your wedding and during your wedding reception. Your photographer is going to capture the moments. Your venue is your backdrop, your scenery, and your DJ curates the music for the vibe and moves the night along. Because as a DJ, we do more than just DJ at weddings. And that's what some couples don't realize. We are a coordinator as well. Whether we are hired to be a coordinator, whether we say we're a coordinator, part of our job is to coordinate that wedding. We are the master of ceremonies. We are the one that's moving the night along. You can control the entire room with music. I mean, it's a proven fact. Music can change your mood, can change your vibe, can change your attitude. It can change everything. So if that DJ is not playing the right music or creating the best vibe possible, or your vibe that you are wanting for your wedding, that can change the whole night. And the reason why I say the DJ is one of the most important, it's one of the most important vendors is because no matter how good the food is, no matter how beautiful the flowers are, when they go to work on Monday morning, they're going to be talking about the DJ. Either we did a great job or we sucked. I mean, it's the truth, you know. You have to think about that because most people come to the reception, they come to the party, they sit around all day. We do all the emotional things in the very special moments. Once we get through that, they want to have a good time. And if you get to that open dance section of your reception and the DJ just falls on his face, people are going to leave. You're going to lose people regardless. That's just how it flows. That's just how it is. You know, some people are there all day and they're ready to go. Some people come to eat, believe it or not. There's a lot of people come to weddings to eat. So keep that in mind. We'll talk about that in another episode because don't feed everybody just because they're your family. Invite the people that are going to celebrate you and have a great time and party because you want to stay on that dance for the whole night. That's something else we have to get into. Stop pulling the bride and groom or the couple off of the dance floor. Do your, Scottish goodbyes where you just leave. Let them enjoy the night because when you pull the couple off of the dance floor, it changes the whole night. Because everybody is there for that couple. So if you pull the couple off the dance floor, people are going to follow where the couple goes. So they're going to be dancing and they see the couple slide off the dance floor or you pull them to the side. That changes the whole vibe. I've seen it on video. I've literally watched people looking for the couple while they have snuck away to do their like sundown pictures. And we're just kind of keeping the party going. And you can watch in the video, people are dancing, but they're looking around. Like, where'd they go? Like, and for a while, I was like, what are they looking for? And then it hit me. They're looking for the couple. That's why they're there. They're there to celebrate that couple. So we have to stop pulling them off the dance floor. That was a little side rant. Sorry about that. But yeah, the DJ is very important. A lot of things can vary. If the DJ doesn't have the proper equipment, that changes everything. Like if he doesn't have a wireless mic or the wireless mic they have is experiencing dropouts and things like that. So when it comes to your DJ, make sure you do your research on your DJs and on really truly what you want because the DJ is very important. You know, like take for instance, if there's a moment where I personally had a moment where I made the announcement for the first dance, was bringing them to the dance floor. The room was focused on the bride, and she had a problem with her dress. So what did I do? Everybody's looking at them. I just fade up the dinner music. Everybody kind of went back to talking. After that, after the first dance and we took care of all the ceremonial dances and everything, she comes over to me and she thanked me. She goes, "Thank you so much. I did not know what to do." And just by me fading up that music, it took people's attention off of that bride in time for her to get herself together and get her dress together. And it's the DJ has to be very, very professional. If you're not professional DJ, you shouldn't be doing it for one. I mean, this is somebody's special day. So it's really important for you to know who your DJ is, because at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the day, we are truly, truly very important to the entire night. As far as coordination, we're the ones doing the grand introduction. We're the ones with the microphone. When you have the microphone, you have the power. People will listen when you have a microphone. So you are controlling the room, whether you realize it or not. You just have to know how to control the room. That's another reason why the DJ is so, so important, because we are controlling the flow of the night, coordinator or not. The coordinator's not the one on the microphone. The coordinator's not the one they're looking for instructions from. They're looking at the DJ. Do you need a good coordinator? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That just helps the night when the coordinator and the DJ can work together and just help the night flow. Because as a DJ, I'm going to look at the coordinator first and say, "Hey, what do you have?" Compare things, compare our schedules together, compare our timelines, just to make sure we're on the same page. Because the coordinator knows a lot of the background stuff that we may or may not know, that you guys discussed right before you walked down the aisle or right before you came in for the grand introduction. But as a DJ, we control the room, we control the music. So it's very, very important that the DJ is on top of their game, because we are one of the most important vendors. And some DJs don't take it very seriously. You have to take it seriously. We can change the whole outcome just by a few songs, just getting people out on the dance floor, making people feel comfortable, not being a robot up there. Some DJs are fucking robots. I'm gonna say it. I mean, it's copy paste. It's copy paste. But the DJ is so important. So important, because we're gonna check with you to make sure you're good, make sure you're okay, make sure everything is flowing. Hey, is there anything I can do for you? You know, Especially when it comes to, music wise. A lot of DJs, yes, music is our focus, is our main deal. But in the wedding industry, the DJ is so important. Some guys don't realize how important their job is. And that's why some of us charge what we charge. Um, that's something else I want to get into. I want to explain different pricing, why DJs charge certain pricing. We'll probably save that for the next episode. But I would love to dive into pricing and really explain to our couples why we charge what we charge, what you're getting. Because it's not about selling, "Oh, I'm selling you an uplight." Like, what does that do? So we'll get into that on another episode. Yeah, that'll be a really good one to do for lighting, just to explain lighting for our couples so they can actually understand. And it's not computer jargon. It makes sense to them when they understand what they're getting. But the DJ controls everything from the lighting to the flow of the night to the tempo of the night and even the energy. If the DJ is just on the microphone, like, that's nobody's going to pay attention, and nobody's going to take you serious. You got to understand, I was on cruise ships. I had to talk in front of thousands of people to get them to move to do a certain way, or to even just host something, or even during boat drill, we had to give instructions. Like, you have to learn how to use your voice and different tones of your voice. So the DJ is so important if you book the right one. Speaking of that, Creation DJs, www.creationdjs.com. We would love to be your DJs. Let's keep it moving. But yeah, so the DJ is so important. And if you have a great DJ, they will coordinate with all of your different vendors. That's one thing I like to go in and do, is coordinate with all the different vendors, even the flower people. I speak to them, I talk to them, and we try to coordinate with the photographer, videographer, because we're the ones that's really gonna capture your moments and make your moments. Between the venue, the photographer, and the DJ, we're gonna bring your vision to life. And that's our ultimate goal, is bring your vision to life. You know, as a DJ, at first, when I got the responsibility of doing some type of coordination, because before, when I got into weddings, I would just, kind of just go with the flow or whatever. But then I started to understand why the DJ needs to be involved with the coordinator, if not coordinating. I've done plenty of weddings where they didn't have a coordinator. So they sat down with me, said, "Hey, what do you think we should do? What's the order of things, how we should go, and how have you seen things?" A lot of couples will ask, "Hey, what's your opinion on this?" And the reason why they're asking is because as a DJ, we see everything. And that's what people fail to realize. We see everything. So as a DJ, we've experienced so much when it comes to the wedding, to the point where we could tell you how to run your wedding, how we could coordinate it. If we have done it properly for enough amount of time, we have seen things that fail. We have seen things that work great. We have great ideas. We love hearing your great ideas as weddings aren't so traditional no more. So if you have an idea, like let's do it. Your DJ can make that happen with, the curation of the music and just building the moment up and to be able to have that soundtrack. Without that soundtrack, I feel like your reception is not going to be great. You have people that want to do a Spotify playlist. That's fantastic. Downfall to the Spotify playlist. You create this great playlist that you love and you start playing at your wedding reception and everybody's just kind of standing around looking at each other. Part of the reason is that Spotify playlist cannot read the room. A DJ can read the room, change the vibe. That Spotify playlist is not going to read the room. Stop replacing your DJ with Spotify playlists. Please spend the money for a DJ because that's your special day. You want it to go exactly how you want it. You want that same vibe. And we have a lot of couples come to us. They want the club style mixing. They want the party because that's what we do. You're not going to get that with a Spotify playlist. So please don't do the Spotify playlist. And yes, Spotify is now mixing. So is Apple Music, which is sometimes cool. It's great, but it cannot read a room. A DJ has to read a room. Like you want to be able to keep the party flowing. Oh, if I have to get out of the song, if you go skip on a Spotify playlist, what happens? You get a commercial. If you haven't paid for premium, does it stop? You don't want that. You want the night to flow. That's why the DJ is so important. The DJ helps the night flow. We actually had a bride that told us she was going to do a Spotify playlist because she had a small wedding. She felt like she did not need a DJ. We convinced her to book us and not do the Spotify playlist. And we now do tons of events for her. We've done events for her brother and sister 18th birthday party. We've done weddings for them. They promote us on Facebook, all because we were able to convince her not to do the Spotify playlist. And her small group had a great time. DJ Jamal did that wedding for them and he killed it. So they had an absolute great time. We were able to work with them because they had such a small wedding. It was in a small room. So we were able to shave down a package. We got a really good vibe off of them. We're like, let's help them out. They seem like great people. And we did. So we shaved a lot of them off so to help her kind of get within her budget. But the DJ is so important. It changes everything because Spotify playlist, I can put that on the car. So why do I need to stay at your reception if you're going to play a Spotify playlist? Or not to knock some of these guys, but you have, oh, my brother's cousin's uncle's going to do it. Well, how many weddings has he done? He did a few back in 1980. Well, is he understanding what's going on? You have to take a lot of those things into account. And that's why the DJ is one of the most important vendors. And we have to continue to educate our couples so they just don't see, oh, it's just a DJ. We're more than just a DJ. We can make or break your night. And I have seen it happen. I have heard about it. I have a questionnaire in our app when couples once they book us and it says, what are 5 things that you've seen at a wedding that you loved? What are 5 things they're seeing at a wedding that you hated? And a lot of things that they've hated at weddings is a bad DJ. So as DJs, we need to do better. We have to continue to try to educate everyone that will listen because there's some guys that are so set in their ways, they won't change. Well, we're just going to nudge them out the way. But at the same time, to our couples, the DJ is so important. And a lot of couples will say, well, when should I book my DJ? You should book your DJ after you book your venue. That's my opinion. Or book your DJ before you book your venue. Now, the only thing with that is some DJs have venue restrictions. I have what you call a venue shit list, which is venues I've been to where it has a terrible load in, or the staff was horrible, or I'm gonna get a little technical here. There wasn't enough amperage for our system, or the amperage was low, which when the amperage is low, it can damage our system. So there's a lot of different variables that go into that. And some DJs will not sign a contract until they know the venue. And then you have venues that have the decibel meter that, oh my God, we can talk about that for an hour, this decibel meter thing. A decibel meter restriction will ruin your reception. We can get into that. If you guys want to get into anything that I've been talking about that I've touched on, leave it down in the comment or DM me, and I would love to elaborate on a lot of these things. I have so much to say. But yeah, your DJ, you should book your DJ immediately. I mean, as soon as you can. If you find a DJ and you have a great vibe with that DJ, don't wait to book that DJ. A lot of us are booking a year and a half out. So you want to book that DJ as soon as you're like, hey, I have the feeling that this DJ is the one for us. Book that DJ right away. Another tip for that, couples, listen up. Another tip for booking your DJ. If you're towards the end of the year and you're on the fence about a DJ, you're like, I really like this DJ. I want to book this DJ. Let's wait till the beginning of next year. I'm going to give you guys a little nugget. A lot of us raise our prices January 1st. So last year's price is not this year's price. And some DJs will still honor, their previous price. But if you're booking a prime day, like a September Saturday or August Saturday, or even October now, it's gotten crazy. If you're booking one of those prime days in wedding season, we're not going to wait. Especially if somebody comes and they want to pay the deposit. We've had it happen to us to where we've had to pass the gig to somebody else, or vice versa. When we get that vibe from a couple, we want to book them right then because we know we are right for that wedding, and we can feel it. But when the couple waits, you run the chance of losing that DJ that you built that vibe and connection with. So if you find a DJ, book that DJ. If you like that DJ, book that DJ. I know it sounds crazy to book somebody on the spot at a wedding show or right after a call, but you have to because we get so many inquiries, especially for those very popular days, and we have to fill our calendar. So we can't fill our calendar on a promise. It's just like anything else. It's first come, first serve. So my biggest suggestion is book your DJ at least a year out. If you can, book the DJ further out, because like I said, a lot of us will start to change our prices, at the end of the year. Like right now, Creation DJ's prices are starting to go up. They will go up January 1st. So if you're on the fence about booking us, now's the time to lock in that date. Please lock in that date. But yes, a year out is perfect. If you wait any less, you are lucky if you get a DJ. I've had people book me 2 months out. Crazy. But they were lucky that we had that day open. We were able to accommodate them, and it was a great wedding. I've had people reach out to me a couple of weeks before. Those I will turn down because there's just not enough time. If you haven't planned for your main entertainment of the night and you're 2 months away, unless you just recently got engaged and you guys are kind of fast tracking things, I can understand that. But if you've been planning your wedding for a year and a half, 2 years, and you wait 2 months out to book your DJ, for us, it's a red flag. It seems like, okay, it's going to be a disaster. But yes, 1 year out is the golden time to book your DJ. If you can book them further out, go ahead and book them further out. That is the best way to guarantee that you get the DJ that you want. Because if you got that vibe with that DJ, you want to make sure you book them immediately. There's nothing wrong with booking them the day of. I've booked many couples at wedding shows, first time meet. That vibe was there. And I've had couples say, hey, I'm going to come back. And they've come back and I filled that date at the show while they were at the show. So if you get that vibe, book that DJ immediately. book that DJ immediately. All right. So on our last episode, I talked about our segment, Ask the DJ. We got our first one. I'm going to get my phone here. We got our first question. So first question on Ask the DJ is, should we do our first dance after our grand entrance? That's a great question. The answer is yes, absolutely. And I'll tell you why. Because when you guys come in, when we bring you guys in, the energy level is up. It's up here. Okay. So the energy level's up. Everybody's focused on you. You're coming in and you're coming to the dance floor. So you're already there. So that transition can be seamless. As the energy starts to somewhat come down, we make that announcement for the first dance, play the first song. Boom. You are rolling. Your first dance is out of the way. So now we can eat, do things like that. Also, another big recommendation for toast. I want to give you guys a great big recommendation for toast. And some people will think this is awkward and odd. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to give you a rundown of how the first part of your reception should come in. Grand introduction, your first dance, you're already on the dance floor, cut the cake. If your caterer or venue or whoever's controlling the food allows that, that's one less thing you have to do. Cake cutting has become so awkward and odd. Cut the cake, get it out the way. Also, do your toast. Do your toast right then, right before dinner. And the reason why I say that is because how many times have you been in a wedding and you're trying to get everybody to calm down or sit down for the toast and it's just so awkward? Everybody's attention is already focused towards the front. Do your toast, then go into dinner. So then once you do dinner, then you go to open dance or any other games or things you might have to do. So yeah, so you should definitely come in and do after your grand introduction, you should do your first dance. Yes, every time. It helps with the delay of things. You're already center stage. The focus is already on you. There's not much of a transition because what are you going to do after you guys come in grand introduction? If you're going to go sit down and then we're going to start dinner, everybody has to calm down for the welcome or the blessing. So if you're calming people down and sitting people back down, you might as well do your first dance and just get that out the way. So thanks for joining me today on the DJing Dad Podcast. I am DJ Jtorcher, one of the owners of Creation DJs. We would love to be your DJ. www.creationdjs.com. Reach out to us. We would love to put together something great just to make your vision come alive at your wedding. If you are a DJ, you are a wedding vendor, you are a couple, please share this, like, subscribe, and reach out to us. Any questions? Remember, ask the DJ every episode. So let's make your night unforgettable.